Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. Friends, US markets ended on a very strong positive note, and even European markets were marginally positive because of mainly two reasons. One is that there are high expectations now that QE3 would be announced very soon in the next probably couple of months, and more people are voicing this particular view. So there could be some buying or flows into the other markets because of the expectations built up which we are seeing on the QE3 front. Also on the ECB side, we are hearing that they might also announce either a bond purchase program or some kind of an asset buying program over the next few weeks as policy makers meet up. So because of the combination of these two factors, we are seeing that most of the asset classes have started doing well, which is reflected in the flows into the emerging markets, which is also reflected in the way the crude prices, the gold prices have moved up, and also the fact that the euro has actually run up to almost 1.25. So we believe that this kind of a flow could provide a tradable positive rally across the equity markets including India, and this is something that we should keep in mind, coupled with the fact that, friends, monsoon scenario has actually improved in India in the last 2 weeks. Though media has not taken a very serious note of this, we do hear that in important parts of the country where the major crops are being sowed, I think the overall monsoon scenario has definitely improved, which would play some part in the sentiment going ahead. When we look at the Asian markets today, most of them are marginally positive. Nikkei in particular is up almost 0.6% as the yen has actually come down. As far as crude is concerned, it is actually shot up to about 115.5 as the tropical storm Isaac is likely to hit the Gulf of Mexico. So we are seeing some upward movement in crude because of that as well. Looking at the flow situation, friends, the FIs were net buyers in the cash market on Friday to the tune of about 226 crore, and the domestic institutions were sellers to the tune of 357 crore. On that note, I would invite Shaival to take us through important F&O cues and the possible ideas.
Good morning friends. We've been seeing that the markets in past couple of trading session has been continuing to trade with a narrow range, and also what we have seen is that the FIs were net buyer of around only 41 crores in futures and option segments in Friday's trade, due to which we have seen that only marginal short long positions have been taken place in the market. There's not major changes in the open interest in the call side or the put side or on the futures front. What we have seen is that the implied volatility has remained almost flat, which has been indicating that the market would continue to witness intraday whipsaws. But if we have a look on the open interest of the individual strikes, what we have seen is that 5,300 call option stands with highest number of shares in the put option of 5,300 stands with the highest number of shares in open interest, which is almost above 1 crore mark. So that has been indicating that 5,300 on closing basis would remain a intermediate support for the market in coming trading sessions. Whereas if we have a look on the call side, 5,500 call option stands with the highest number of shares in the open interest, that is above the mark of 1 crore. So on the higher side, we have been seeing from past couple of trading sessions that Nifty is unable to surpass the mark of 5,450 on the higher side. So probably 5,450, 5,500 would remain a hurdle for the market on the higher side in coming days. Now from the weekly VWAP is placed at 5450. So on lower side 5300 is what we are eyeing, and on higher side 5450 would act as a higher range, and we can also say a resistance for the market in coming trading sessions as expiry is lined up in next couple of trading sessions. From the intraday perspective, we have identified 3 stocks. Dena Bank is looking negative with resistance of 90 rupees 75 paisa. DLF is looking negative with resistance of 212 rupees, and Idea is looking negative with resistance of 76 rupees 25 paisa. Friends, as we are trading below our weekly VWAP, it's as a bias for the market for the current week is negative, and it's advisable to go short on Nifty with stop loss of 5450. Thank you.
Also friends, in another important news, the US court in a landmark judgment has ruled against Samsung and fined them for almost $1 billion for copying some of the patented features of Apple. And because of that, today in the morning, Samsung stock in Korea has opened down almost 7.5%. Back home friends, Friday was a bit of a dull session and the Nifty managed to close slightly below 5400 level, which is an important level. And on the political front, we are hearing extremely negative news, and we believe that this monsoon session of the parliament also could actually prove to be futile, as the opposition parties are in no mood to really allow the government to do any kind of a functioning. So some of the important bills which could be taken up in the present session could actually be stalled. However, as I said before, the monsoon progress in certain important parts of the country is something which is a big positive for our markets and which one should look at. Coupled with that, we are seeing that in this month as well, the FI flows continues to be very strong both in the cash market and in the F&O market. On that note, let me also run you through the important news which have hit the market today. First of all friends, ONGC has said that it has signed an agreement with a Japanese company for a wide-ranging cooperation in the gas and LNG businesses. This would be a positive news for ONGC. One could go long with a stop loss of 282 at a target of about 295 to 298. Friends, for some of the infra companies like Adani Ports, Lanco Infra and Punj Loy, there are negative news, and in fact the Home Ministry has banned these companies from participating in the port projects on security reasons. Also, the fact that some of these companies are also suffering from high debt and corporate governance issues, we believe that these news are negative for them. One could consider going short on Adani Port, Lanco Infra and Punj Lloyd for these developments. Friends, Cain India has indicated that they are planning to move into the shale gas in a big way, coupled with the fact that the crude prices have shot up in the last 2 to 3 weeks to almost $115, $116, and the buying has actually happened in some of the top quality stocks. So Cain could actually benefit from this entire development, and one could go long on Cain India with a stop loss of 337 and a target of about 352 to 355. Friends, Bharti Airtel, there are news that for Bharti Infratel, which is a group company and a tower company, the company has filed a prospectus, and next month they are likely to come out with an IPO to raise about $750 million. We believe that the recent fundamental developments have been negative for Bharti. There has been a huge amount of selling, and even the open interest built up on the F&O side has been quite huge. So though this development is a bit positive, we believe that Bharti will not be able to move beyond 254, 258 levels. So any potential upside that you could see because of this development could be used to actually exit Bharti. And even from an F&O perspective, we think that one could look at buying a 260 put for this expiry on this counter. That's it from all of us friends. See you tomorrow at the same time.